How's it going, guys? I want to tackle a subject that I think a lot of you guys have on your mind. Basically talking the Heritage Manufacturing Company. First and foremost, we all know that Heritage made their name by making cheap but quality guns that we all happen to love, especially in the 22 department. Those are the most popular ones. I mean, that goes without saying. And also they set themselves apart with all their innovation that they've come out with, namely the Rancher that's here in front of me. How often do you see a revolving carbine, especially for the price tag? You don't. So Heritage really set out a niche for themselves in the firearms market. However, they do still have some shortcomings to go along with the great things that they're doing. So obviously with any other growing company, they do have improvements that can and maybe should be made. And also, as consumers, I'm sure that a lot of us have suggestions or probably a lot of similar suggestions. So that's pretty much what we're going to chat about. So let's talk about one of my favorite things about the Heritage Manufacturing Company. They're all American made. Yep, American guns made by Americans for Americans and of course the rest of the world. And that's a huge deal. That's a point of pride. And of course, Heritage, they set their own legacy, the whole 9 yards. Now, recently, this past year, Colt was bought out by CZ. And there's a big uproar about this. Oh, Colt is no longer American. They've been American forever. Well, Heritage is the same way. They're all American made. But the difference between them and Colt is obviously they're still a new company. But for as long as pretty much all of us have been alive, for well over 100 years, Colt has been an off and on failing company. They've faced bankruptcy after bankruptcy, and it's just been a big financial mess for Colt for well over 100 years. I mean, look it up. And obviously, with financial woes, their manufacturing and quality production is going to suffer. I mean, heck, look at the new Pythons that just came out. High dollar, but not even close to the quality that they used to be. Not even close. So when CZ bought them out, I actually said, okay, I got no problem with this because CZ is a quality company. So that's that. Well, anyway, we got off topic there for a second. So Heritage made their name by producing quality guns for cheap that basically anybody can buy. So a carbine like this, you can get for under 300 bucks, and it's really awesome. But with low consumer cost comes a sacrifice with using quality materials. So what Heritage does with theirs, the frames themselves are not actually steel. They're like some sort of alloy mixture. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's not steel. A lot of the other components like the barrel and the cylinders, those are steel, but the frames themselves are not. It makes them a little bit weaker and more susceptible to wear and damage. What I would like to see is eventually for Heritage to move up to steel frames on their firearms. That's going to increase the price a little bit, but it's going to increase the quality. I don't know. I don't know what you guys would think about that one. I would like to see better quality in them, and I'd be willing to pay the extra little bit of price for it. But so far, the company has got a really good model with what they're doing, so, hopefully, eventually, as they grow, because they're still a growing company, they're still a very young company, so hopefully as they grow, they can bring up their quality materials and match up with the prices. But we got to just wait and see how that works out for them. So like I mentioned before, Heritage does a great job with their ingenuity. So they brought out the revolving carbine here, and they have very specific instructions on this. It's already covered in the video, link is in the description. It's not often that you're going to find this on the market, and that's really awesome. Now, another thing to know with their ingenuity is their accessories that they bring on board with them. The engraved cylinders, the specialty stocks, the specialty grips, all that stuff. You can even get some of the frames that are engraved, barrels that are engraved in their specialty series. But, I mean, look on the website, they have them there. And now it's all fine and good, but that just brings about my prior complaint about, upgrading the material on it. But again, we covered that already, so it is what it is. But their accessories are they're awesome. So check out the cylinder that I have on the carbine, and I matched up with the 4 3/4 pistol. It's pretty darn sweet. So it's a really nice engraved design on there, and they have several other designs that you can choose from. So that's just fantastic. And they got dual colors that you can choose from, different frames, the whole 9 yards. These guys, they know how to accessorize their firearms. Now, a complaint that I do have is I feel that they're going a little bit stagnant. Now the Rancher, big win, huge win. But where I think that they're going a little bit stagnant is they're sticking to the Colt single action Army design. Great, that's fantastic. Everybody loves the Colt single action Army. It lives true to Heritage's original model, Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders, the Heritage Rough Rider, right? The Colt single action Armies. That's fantastic. Okay, these 6 shooters and they get the 9 shooters and all that. But I would like to see them branch out more. I think the carbine was the start of that, and that's fantastic. Another thing is they brought out the bunt line, but again, it's the Colt single action Army just with a 16-inch barrel. I have a suspicion that the bunt line was pretty much just kind of putting their feelers out there to see if they should do the carbine. So they did this first and then the Rancher came out. But overall, I think it came out to be a really good success for them. Now, personally, something I would absolutely love to see Heritage go forward with, seeing as they're going with the old wheel gun designs, is if they really want to bring back some cool stuff, they should bring out and introduce an open top. Okay, now this is a 51 Navy, and it's a brass frame, obviously it's not an original, but the concept is, them being cartridge guns, if they brought out a version of the 71 Colt. Oh yeah, so the 71 Colt Navy was an open top, just like this, but it was basically just a conversion, the Richard Mason's conversion. And instead of having the ramrod on there, the rammer on there, they replaced it with a cylinder punch. But I think that would really blow up the market. I think that people go absolutely berserk for that. They would love it. I know for a fact I would immediately buy one. I could tell you that right now. But that's just an idea. I hope that Heritage would do one of those. Now, another concept that I would absolutely love to see them come out with is if they came up with a version of a Scofield. So this is not a Scofield, but the concept is the same. This is actually an H&R, but the open top. Wouldn't that be sweet? Nobody has done a 22 open top in probably 60 years. And if they came out with a version of the Scofield, now unless they're dedicated to Colts, I guess, but now if they came out with a version of the Scofield, I think people will go nuts over that too. I know for a fact I would. I would immediately buy one, just the same as the other ones. But how cool would that be? Hopefully Heritage, you're paying attention. Hopefully there's more people out there hollering this stuff at you. Another thing I have to compliment Heritage about is their customer service. Customer service is fantastic. Every interaction, which has been few, that I've had with them has been fantastic. The people are very personable, they're very nice, and they're extremely helpful every single time. My original Rough Rider that I had, there was something wrong with it. I called them up, boom, they had it replaced almost immediately. It was like done. Without even question, no run around, nothing. Customer service over there is top notch. So, hey, bravo, you're doing great, guys, as far as that goes. Now, a complaint I do have is quality control. Again, if you're going to make the cheap guns, you're going to make certain sacrifices here and there. I understand that. Okay, cheaper materials and not as strict quality control. I get it. So every once in a while, you're going to get a complaint about a Rough Rider or something is going to have something wrong with it. A poorly crowned gun, or it's not timing up, or something. You know, something that slipped through the cracks, or even poor quality milling on it. You know, things like that. So I really wish that you guys would step up your game as far as quality control goes. Another issue that I ran into is because of the way that the guns are, with it not being steel, it does wear very easily. It'll mar very easily. It almost seems like it's painted on, so the blue ink here comes off very easily. I mean, I would fully expect this thing to be antiqued within the next couple of years, meaning the blue ink is all going to be pretty much completely gone. I would fully expect that, just the way it is. The gun doesn't loosen up. If you fire with the Magnum cylinder, it's going to loosen up. So, again, another quality control issue. If you guys could figure out a way to fix that up, see if you can tighten it up or something like that. But that's about it, guys. So a couple of positive notes, a couple of suggestions, and obviously a couple of criticisms. But I'm a Heritage fan. I know a lot of you guys out there are also Heritage fans. The few minor complaints aren't going to change that as far as I'm concerned. I can only hope that the company, as they grow and they mature better, that they can bring more light to some of these issues and hopefully broaden their horizons a little bit and bring about that 71. Please. That would be awesome. That's about it for right now, guys. Shout out in the comments. Tell me what you think. Holler out for Heritage. Let them know what you think. Well, anyway, guys, don't forget to check out our friends over there at Workaday Custom Gun Leather, custom made to order. And you get him to make some custom holsters for your Heritage. Don't forget about that. And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your buddies. Until next time.